You tell yourself it's just one more scroll, just 5 seconds, just to check one last notification, even though you know how this ends. Then it's one more episode, because you need to unwind, right? Even though your brain's already mush and tomorrow's alarm doesn't care. One more snack, even though you're not hungry. One more, I'll start Monday, like that mythical day ever actually comes. One more quiet promise broken. And the first time, yeah, it feels harmless. It always does. A tiny decision barely worth noticing, almost rational. But just one more is rarely just once. It doesn't want to stay small. It presents itself as a break you deserve. But in reality, it's not mercy. It's the start of a new pattern. Just one more shows up when you're tired, when you're burnout, when you're overwhelmed, checking out because you're too wired to sleep or too restless to focus. And when it does, it never demands. It suggests just 5 minutes, just a break, just a day. But at just a day, repeated often enough becomes routine. And before you realize it, that tiny detour becomes your new path. You don't change all at once, you shift gradually. What was an exception becomes a habit, because what you repeat, you reinforce. You don't rise to your goals, you default to your patterns. And every time you say just one more, you're not just making a choice, you're sending a signal to yourself. This is who I am right now. You're saying that short-term relief outweighs long-term vision, that your commitment can be paused, that the version of you trying to improve can wait. That consistency is flexible depending on the mood of the day. And eventually, the standard slips, not because of a single choice, but because of the slow drip of compromises. That skipped workout becomes a week. That one-off meal becomes a new baseline. That lost hour becomes how your evenings look. Most habits don't break loudly, they just fade. Gradually, without your awareness, the version of yourself you're becoming starts to feel further and further away. Not because you weren't capable, but because you surrendered too many small moments. But here's the other side. If just one more can wear you down, it can also build you up. It can be the spark for momentum. One more rep when you're tired. One more chapter when you're distracted. One more action that favors your future, not your comfort. It's not the phrase that matters. It's the direction it pushes you. Just one more is a tool. Use it on purpose. Every time you say it, you cast a vote for your priorities, a vote for the habits you want to hardwire, a vote for the identity you're building. So when that moment comes, and it will, take a breath and decide, are you reinforcing drift or reinforcing discipline? Because no moment is neutral. They stack, and over time, those small, quiet choices become the loudest part of your story. The progress isn't found in dramatic gestures. It's in the daily decisions that no one sees. So cast your next vote like it matters, because it does. Subscribe for more.